So if you're sick of your game looking like this and you want it to look more like this video is for you. Gonna help you out with some settings and some filters to make your arc look great. Okay, so when you jump into Arc, having first started it, it really looks pretty bad. It's going to be super blurry and the colors are going to be really dull and maybe the settings aren't going to be what you want. And so I'm just going to be showing you my settings and how I get the game to look how I want. And this is a little bit more for PvP just because it has a few optimizations for that, but it doesn't have to be.
Are you the one I've been waiting for?
Let's spawn in here on an official server. And this is how the game is going to look as you download Arc and just open it without anything. Kind of messy. Being attacked by a Pegomastics right on cue. And yeah, so this is how it looks. We have the clouds, we got all sorts of bushes and things like that. Nothing really in focus, just kind of messy in my opinion. And we're going to do a few things to make that better. Okay, so this first part does require an Nvidia card. So if you have an AMD card, you could just skip to the end. This won't really apply to you, but we're going to do something. We're going to add game filters, and this can be done through the Nvidia app. So there's all these filters you can see, and here's the 3 that I have on. So those are the ones I have saved. You can immediately see such a big difference in the contrast and the colors and the sharpness. So let's show you the 3. One of them is sharpen, intensity 61, film grain is 15. The other is color. So it's 0, 0, 8, 52 on 8 temperature, 52 vibrance. And the last one is brightness and contrast. We have 0 exposure, 30 contrast, 20 highlights, negative 30 shadows, and 0 gamma. So yeah, just the filters on their own are going to make a massive difference on the color, giving the game a lot more of like that color pop and making things look a little more sharp and clear. And I do like to add gamma. So if you gamma 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it just changes the brightness of the game. You can do that whatever you want. The next one's going to be r.shadowquality. So you can see I turned that back on. We're going to turn it back off. You can see those shadows that those trees have. We're going to turn those off. The next one is going to be volumetric fog. So you probably think this doesn't really do much, but this is massive for the ocean and the water. So you can see how the water is totally clear. Let's turn this back on. So this is now the water is all cloudy. You can't actually see in it. So you got to make sure to have this on. It doesn't really affect outside of the water too much. The next one is going to be grass scale. And you can see when I turned that on, all of like the random little grass that's not actually you can't actually interact with, you can't pick it or anything, turned off. So that is going to be a big deal for PvP if you're looking for players or other things like that. Turning the grass off. If you do like the way it looks, I mean, you could just leave it, but I prefer the cleaner look of the ground. And I will be putting all these commands in the description if you're wondering. You can just copy and paste them straight into your console here. And the last one's going to be volumetricCloud, which turns off a majority of the clouds. There's still a few clouds up in the air here you can see, but I feel like it just makes the game look a lot better. It gives you that nice blue sky finished look. And that is the only 4 commands I use. I know a lot of people use a ton of commands, but I just prefer these 4. They do a lot just on their own, and with the filters they make the game look a lot better. So really quickly, I do want to run through video settings. I don't have anything too crazy. I'm running this on 2K resolution, DLSS, performance, and VSync is off. And my graphics, this don't matter as much. They're pretty much just up to you what you want to appear. You could match mine if you want to do that, but once again, this isn't as important as the other things. Light shaft should actually be off, so we'll turn that off really quick. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful. I really don't have that many visual changes. It's just the filters and the few effects that we added. I feel like it changes the game totally. Night and day difference between the visuals. So hopefully this was helpful to you, and we'll have to catch you guys in the next video.